Welcome to More Than a Paycheck, the podcast for high achievers who feel trapped in their job but know something has to change. If your bad manager and toxic work environment have you stressed and working crazy hours, and you want an easier solution than finding a new job, you're in the right place. Let's do this. Hey y'all, how you doing? All right, quick but powerful message I want to give to you guys today about building trust. If we don't trust our managers, if we don't trust our coworkers, if we don't trust our leaders, work is extremely challenging, okay? It's hard. It's hard to show up. It's hard to invest a lot. It's hard to feel like you can be vulnerable and make mistakes and share and hold people accountable and call people out and have difficult conversations. If you don't trust, it's okay to do that. There aren't going to be negative consequences and repercussions to doing that. So having that trust and that psychological safety in a work environment is crucial. So I've done other episodes where I've talked about kind of the three elements of trust, but at a very high level, to quickly recap, it's transparency, empathy, and consistency. When we have those three elements in appropriate levels, that is what I believe of the successful equation of trust. Okay, so you got to be transparent with yourself and with others. You need them to be transparent. This doesn't mean we're oversharing and gossiping and giving all of our opinions about it, but we're also not catching people by surprise or hiding it or telling people what they want to hear or what the PR answer is. You've got to be empathetic. You got to be aware enough to notice someone's not okay or you're not okay. And you need to be aware enough of how do you deal with things when you're not okay, so that you can be comfortable when other people aren't okay. Otherwise, we turn into people pleasers and we say yes when we know we should say no. We tell people we can do things when we know we can't really without going to crazy, extenuous circumstances to make it happen, okay? You got to learn how to be empathetic with yourself and others. And then third is consistency. You got to show up consistently as the kind of person you want to be. When you say you're going to do something, you do something, which means if you're not going to do it, we don't say yes. But you want to show up in a consistent way where people aren't surprised, they aren't caught off guard, that they know what to expect. Again, this also doesn't mean that you're amazing and happy and wonderful and everything's lovely all the time. But if a person doesn't know what to expect from you or you don't know what to expect from them, we're not going to have trust, okay? So the three elements of trust you've got to have are transparency, empathy, and consistency. But what I want to talk about is trust. Those things don't usually happen and occur when things are going well. Trust is built in the hard, things are messed up, things didn't go according to plan, we made a mistake, some external factor changed and totally screwed up all of our plans. That's where trust happens in any relationship, work or not. Now, as we work, we want to do a good job. We want to deliver against our goals. We want to deliver on the KPIs, but that's not actually going to help your team or your leaders build trust in you. That's going to build confidence, right? Because their thoughts about you are, oh, this person always delivers. Oh, this person gets it done. Cool. We also want that. That's a great thing, but that's not trust. Trust is when things go wrong, I know this person will show up. That means they're not throwing other people under the bus. They're not pointing fingers. They're willing to admit when they're wrong, but they're also not playing the victim and don't need you to come and pull them up and tell them it's okay and that they're doing a good job, that they give themselves space and know how to freak out and not be okay when things are hitting the fan, but they show up. They be consistent. They do their best. They provide an alternative, even if it's not great. Quick interruption. If what you learn on this podcast is helpful, this is just the beginning. Your next step is to go and schedule a coffee chat, and we're going to dive into your specific situation. You'll leave knowing a few things you can try right away to get unstuck. And no, this is not a sales call. My goal is to help however I can. If I think coaching can help, I will tell you about it, but I'm currently on a wait list for new clients. Click the link in the show notes or go to lindsaylymancoaching.com/chat and get on my calendar. I only offer a few of these a week and it's first come, first serve. All right, back to the podcast. Trust is built in the hard moments. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're really wanting to make sure that you're not degrading trust with your leaders and that you're building that trusting relationship, Again, you want to show up being transparent. So that doesn't mean we wait until the meeting to tell them the bad news potentially. We may give them a heads up. Hey, tomorrow we're going to give the status update on that thing. Just a heads up. We've run into an issue. We're going to propose some alternative solutions, but so you know, we're red to goal, right? We're being transparent. We're not surprising people. We're being empathetic. We're letting that leader be annoyed, be frustrated, be mad, be whatever they want to feel when they find out our project is red to status, okay? And we're being consistent. We're showing up. All right. Here's some other options. Here's what we thought of. We could do all these options, but as a company, we're choosing not to invest here. So we're choosing to be red to date and be a little annoyed today. That's okay. When a person knows that they're allowed to not be okay and that they can be annoyed and they can be frustrated and they can ask questions, that's when they're going to build trust. When they know that you don't hide and point fingers and go into shame or blame when we're red to goal, and that you're trying to provide options, even if they're not great, that's when we have trust, because they know you're not in the corner hiding and doing nothing and just freaking out. So if you're wanting to build trust with your leaders, to have them be able to trust your work, who you are, again, I'd offer you to think about, how do you show up from transparency, empathy, and consistency? And remember, trust building happens when things go wrong. So if things aren't going according to plan, don't freak out. Good news. This is your chance to show up and build trust. Your leaders are rooting for you. They want you there. They want you to come up with an alternative. Even though they're mad, they didn't get their way the first time, they want you to help. They really do. It's easier for them if you can show up and find a solution than for them have to potentially go through a performance improvement plan and lay you off and try to provide justification as to why they should backfill your headcount. They want you to be successful at it. They are rooting for you. They're allowed to have feelings and emotions about it along the way, as are you. Trust building happens in the hard parts. Keep showing up. You are doing amazing work. What you have accomplished, what you have figured out, what obstacles you have overcome, what you have made up, what solutions you have provided, what things you have tried, the amount of dedication and energy you have put into what you're doing is big. Don't forget that. All right, y'all. You're amazing. You got this. We'll talk soon. Hey, you didn't schedule a coffee chat yet. Remember, that's the next step. There's so much more I can help you with. You're going to leave this coffee chat knowing a few things you can try right now, depending on your specific situation. This is not a sales call. My goal is simply to help however I can. If I do think coaching can help, I can tell you about it, but I'm currently on a wait list for new clients. Click the link in the show notes or go to lindsaylymancoaching.com/chat to get on my calendar. I only offer a few coffee chats a week and it's first come, first serve, so don't wait. Chat with you soon.